I'm Brooklyn, and this is Justyne Bennett.
Hello.
She's our fourth guest on our Strength and Story series, so we'll get right into it. Can you please tell us a little bit about your mom, the role she played in your life, and your family's experience with cancer?
Yeah, so my mom, kind of how everything started was she got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She was always kind of like a person who was always going, never like back down and everything. So like, and she never went to like the hospital or anything, got anything. She like checked or anything. She always helped people. She was a PSW, working and everything, so full time, raising 3 kids. It's not hard, especially a single mother.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so yeah, she was always strong and everything. She was always there for us no matter what. Like, me and my brothers were always in like a lot of sports and everything, so she was all over the place all the time, and then obviously in school and everything. So she was always there, and then when she got diagnosed with cancer, that kind of took a toll on her, and I don't know, she made the best of it for what she did. She didn't let it take over what living life should be like and everything. She was always there for us kids, like at any point. And it kind of never changed anything about her. Obviously, the mindset just grew from there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, wow, it's impressive that she raised you guys all on her own. She sounds like an incredible woman.
She was.
Yeah. And how was that, like, you said you and your siblings, you guys kind of all like went through it together. How was that like dynamic? Like, were you able to like lean on them?
Yeah, so we kind of, I have 2 brothers, so it was kind of like hard to open up with them a little bit more, just because, you know, they're guys. You gotta love them. But when we needed to talk, we did. But we didn't really talk to each other about it, just because it was kind of like one of those questions in the air that we knew we didn't want to talk to each other about it, just because like it would just be even more real. And like, yes, it's real, but it was just like we wanted to spend as much time with our mom as possible and not always bring it up and everything. Yeah. It's always good to talk about it, but not at the same time. But we always had good support systems around us as well if we did want to.
That's good. Yeah. It's hard to like when you're going through and like processing all of that. You just kind of want to be in the moment.
Yes, it definitely is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of your mom, and you were saying like how like resilient and how just like caring she was, did she have any particular mindsets or attitudes that you found inspirational?
I always found when, kind of like what I was saying before, like she always pushed through everything. So like if anything terrible happened in her life, she didn't let that put her down or everything. She's kind of always figured a different solution to do things. I always looked up to that, especially like how strong she was, and like just always how happy and positive she was even having cancer. So I always look up to it, and I always try and follow through it, even if anything like really bad happens in your life. Just kind of keep pushing it, take it one day at a time.
Yeah, that's a really great way to like look at life and look at things. Yeah, and it's great to be able to take a really awful situation and look for a silver lining and look for the positives.
Yes.
Yeah. And I guess in what ways has her passing and then also that mindset of like resiliency and always looking for the good in things, how has that shaped your perspective in life and guided what you did and how you lived your life, specifically like your national, like your role in the national Paralympic like sledge hockey team? That's incredible. How has that kind of shaped your life?
With her past and everything, it was definitely hard at first, especially not having any parent figure around. So like just kind of looking for that, because I was only 18 at the time when she passed, right?
Wow.
So it was still fresh and everything. She got to see us graduate high school, and that's what she really wanted. But like even going up into like adulthood and everything, right? It was like, oh, I don't have like a mother to be like, oh, you can like do this or help me with like even with my own apartment or anything, right? It was just kind of like things like that where I couldn't always go and lean on her just because I didn't have a parent figure. So it was really, really hard at first. Like even still to this day, it's just like I'm like, oh, I wish she was here for this, or I wish I could ask her about that. Or even when I'm having like a bad day, it was just like I would always want to like talk to her. But after like her passing, like, kind of like what it taught me too as well. Like, she taught me just to, how I always live life was to just like keep pushing one day at a time and everything.
Yeah.
And like, especially like, I don't know, like looking at it, you don't know what other people are going through in their life, right? So even when I'm talking to like other people, right, I always want to ask how their day's going or listen to what they're doing, right? Or like even like when someone's having a hard day, I want to like be there for them even if I don't know them, right? And like possibly give them tips or just like maybe advice or something just to help them out, or even just the person to listen to. Just because after I passed, I always wanted someone there for me, and there was people there for me, but like I don't know, I didn't have like someone to really lean on. It was still always hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know, stuff like that. And then obviously like growing up, she was there for me every game and everything for playing hockey and all that, and like was always cheering, was that cowbell in the stand, and you could always hear that
cowbell.
Yep. And then like making the national team and everything, right? There's that one thing where I'm like, I couldn't experience that with my mom, so that was kind of hard. But like I know she would be like really proud of me and everything.
Yeah.
And like even being on the team, it's still hard because I still feel like an outsider on the team, and like all the like staff and girls and that are like very lovely. It's just kind of one of those things that is hard to kind of get in there after they've been playing with each other for so long, right? And getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing I'm like wish I like could go back and like just talk to her about. So.
Yeah, and it's also hard too, like when you've been through something like that, it like people can be empathetic and supportive, but you don't really understand unless like you've been there, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, like you understand a situation, like people like just say someone else had their parent figure go through like, you know, like similar situation like stage 4 cancer or something like that. I always find I like look at it saying like they've definitely been through the situation, but like I don't know, I always find every situation's like a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can be there and like understand it. And it's like I don't know, there's like different sayings of how I like approach and of like, oh, I've like kind of experienced like what you've been through but not fully. Because you know, everybody always thinks has like a different mindset, right?
Yeah.
So you always want to like kind of say the right thing and not the wrong way, because some I don't know, sometimes people take it the wrong way or not, especially like if you're having a bad day or that, it's just like a little bit sets off.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's, again, like I said, making the national team is that's just such an incredible accomplishment, and I'm sorry she's not here to share that with you, but I know that she's definitely really proud.
Yes, I would think so.
Yeah. So why do you think organizations like Relay for Life are important in raising awareness for people and supporting people who've been infected by cancer?
It's good for awareness for Relay for Life, to bring to the table for cancer, like just out there. A lot of organizations are like there and they put like awareness but not fully for like different diseases and all that. But like here I always found with Relay for Life that like you guys are always out there, you want to take action, you want to share stories of people of what they've been through, kind of like help others in a sense of like you're not alone in this, there's always people out there to talk about. And that's what I kind of like about this. You guys are actually like getting out there, and I haven't so far met like another organization out there who is like doing like a lot of like new things out there, trying like podcasts or like all of that, right, to talk about things. Like it's starting to get out there, but like especially with cancer and that, right, it's like one of those big leading causes of like deaths or like impacts on families and all that.
Yeah.
But that's where you're like sharing stories or like raising like different amount of money to like help different types of cancer. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're so happy that we can share your story and we can chat. And I agree. I feel like really it's a lot about making people feel less alone and
Yeah.
supporting one another, no matter, everyone's been affected by cancer, right? In one way or shape or form.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's so great, and those are really kind words, so thank you. And if you could share one message with others who are facing similar experiences, what would that message be?
I don't know. I would just say take it one day at a time. You don't know what can happen at any given time in life, and just spend it with the people you love the most, because you never know what could happen, especially in this day and time.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I always go by.
Yeah. And is there any, like, we talked about, like, messages your mom, did she have any, like, I don't know, like, mantras or, like, anything like that like, kind of got her through that you kind of use, or any, like, of her, like, mindsets or, like, beliefs that you just kind of, like, push through with your life now?
I don't really, like, remember it too much, just
Mhm.
because, well, for me, I, like, after my crash and that, like, everything before it's kind of hazy for me.
Yeah.
And when she was going through cancer, like, after, she was getting, like, really, really bad, so, and, like, the cancer spread to her brain, so she wasn't really herself anymore, so I can't really, like, recall, like, sayings and that, what she went by too much. I just, like, know kind of, like, the type of person she was and how, like, strong, and she always wanted to push and everything, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to, like, think and, like, remember, especially after my crash. It was just, like,
Yeah.
everything kind of cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that message of just taking one day at a time is amazing, and I feel like that will help a lot of other people in similar situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us, Justyne. And I can see, like, that optimism and that resilience and that courage kind of that your mom showed in you, and you truly are an incredible and inspirational person, and we're so happy we could be able to talk to you.
Thank you. Well, it was really lovely talking with you as well.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody.